What is up, breadheads? Let's go.
Breadheads. Ty and Eric back in the booth, IRL.
That's right.
But only W's in this episode.
Yeah, dude. Only 2 W's in this episode.
2 wieners.
This is part 1 of evergreen content. While Ty's away.
Yeah, this content's greener than the lettuce at Subway.
That's right. Nothing is evergreen at Subway. All of that shit goes stale brown after like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Except for the bread. There's something in the bread that keeps it nice and fluffy.
I wonder if corporate way is even allowed to use the term evergreen in their boardrooms, or if they have internal, like I'm sure they have all sorts of internal like quips and whatnot to describe their work that's Subway related. They're like, oh yeah, this is ever brown, you know? this idea, this concept.
It would be so like hard for us to work there because we would just troll like nonstop. Like, what is the company Slack looking like at Subway HQ? You know what I mean? Like, what custom emojis are they using there?
Yeah, dude. Like with a little slice of ham.
There's got to be like a little like bug or something that's like people are replying with. It's like, I found another fly in my food.
Yeah, dude. I bet the most commonly used GIF is like the Subway logo like bitmapped and spinning in a circle.
Oh, 100%.
Just chaos. And
I wonder what they think of the like Subway like meme template where it's like, my brother in Christ, you made the sandwich.
Yeah. How often do you think that gets passed around company Slacks channels?
It's like it's been screenshotted like 800 times.
Dude, I have an album on my phone of the ones that I just haven't posted to Think Fresh podcast yet. They come to me.
Oh no.
Same with the SpongeBob and Patrick meme. $5 footlong, low price.
That one's good. When Patrick's like free transformed.
Yeah, he's been stretched.
That's right.
I also think that they probably use terms like if I think about my typical day in an office setting, which is not very often because I'm a full-time podcaster. It's people throw around words like synergy, or like they say like we need to parking lot that idea. So like surely Subway isn't falling for this like corporate vernacular. It's
jargon.
All creative types there, right? It's jargon. The only jargon that Subway has is the tuna.
That's
tuna
right.
is the jargon of meats.
Or the jamon.
The jamon. What?
That's ham in Spanish.
I should know that. I should know that.
Jamon. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they don't do any kind of like evergreen, and they don't really have words at Subway HQ to describe parking lot items. For them, it's like, oh, we gotta put that in the fridge. You know what I mean? We gotta save that for later.
Back in the bucket. Let's put that back in the bucket. We'll come back to it later.
And then, you know, when you want to have like a quick stand-up meeting, it's like just a drizzle.
Just a drizzle. Oh, I love that.
Dude, we would fucking go crazy there because we would just rename everything to be like punny and like stupid, and then nothing would actually get done.
Dude, I want to start a naming agency that's specifically for improving corporate vernacular within an office space around the business that they're creating. I think that's my only real skill.
I actually worked with somebody whose job was partially that. They were like, their whole like fucking value prop for like working there was, I'm gonna make sure everyone speaks the same language. And at the time I was like rejecting it, like, fuck this guy. You know what I mean? But now I'm kind of like, oh, it makes so much sense. Like, what's lettuce? You know what I mean? Lettuce is lettuce. We have to align on what that is.
They're a lettuce linguist.
Business is business.
Yeah. Shredded linguist. Interesting.
Right.
I think that's a great job. And I think like a part of any good storytelling, which is all a company is just a bunch of people sitting in a room trying to tell the same story, is that they don't have if they don't have the same words to tell the story, then they end up telling different stories. You know, it's like if I try to order a footlong sandwich and I call it tomato sauce, and you order the same footlong sandwich, you call it marinara, there's a good chance that I'm not going to get what I'm looking for. I might end up with a tomato slice, right? Same attempt at the same footlong, different outputs.
So there's a good chance that our sandwich artists are using Babbel to learn multiple languages because, you know, there's no way. This guy just spilled strawberry watermelon smash all over himself.
And all over your CB2 couch. I'm so sorry.
Damn, dude. Crate and Barrel does not have replacement fabric, unfortunately. No. I've already asked.
It's okay. It's a small splotch. It just looks like a blood stain.
Great.
Yikes. A marinara stain, if you will.
That's right. The reason why we're doing Ever Brown content is because, Ty, you're going on vacation starting Saturday. So we're going to have to fill in 2 episodes of non-current events.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're gonna have to really like rack our brains and our stomach lining for some Subway content, if there's
That's
any
right.
left for this podcast. But
Oh, there's always more to eat at Subway.
there's always another inch. Yeah, flying to Europe this weekend, a couple days in Amsterdam, and then I will flutter down to the island of Majorca for a little summertime relaxation.
Wow.
Soak up those last rays of the summer sun.
Now is actually a great time to be in Europe on a beach because everyone is back to school. All the Polish tourists have left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
They're back home. You're able to find the best spot on the beach, and there's probably just going to be locals there. You know what I mean? Local, like, old people who don't have a 9 to 5 job or a 10 to 2 or whatever they do in Spain.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I would think that like the city of Palma has been vacated. All of the British freshmen have fluttered. They have migrated back north.
All the lads have left.
The lads have left. They have returned to Oxford for freshman year. So I think it will be quiet. It will be serene. I will swim in coves naked. I will drink freshly squeezed orange juice on a terrace. It will be so magical. You know the vibes. I'm going to try to create the vibe that Subway attempts to perpetuate with its interior design. I'm going to stay in so many like estates, just like with old vines, and shrubs.
Yeah, there's going to be like a large scale PNG on the wall of a tomato.
Dude, yeah.
And that'll just be the menu. You know what I mean? Just be like, I want the tomato.
That's kind of funny though, because if you went into like any like old Italian like heritage estate or villa and you put like the Subway art on the wall, it wouldn't. I'm not gonna say it would fit, but it wouldn't look out of place either. Like there is I hate to use this corporate language, but a symbiosis with these two things. A synergy.
Absolutely. I think. I mean, they might even have it just for you to order. I think that will probably be the menu.
I hope so. I can't speak Spanish.
You know what I mean? Especially if you're like in the like markets and things like that. It'll just be like a big green pepper, big tomato, big onion, and we'll just know exactly where everything is.
But bro, why would they need a picture of the green pepper on the wall at the market if the green pepper's just in the...
No, so you can see it from across where the dairy is. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course. So you can find your way. It's like at Whole Foods when they have like bread in a script font and you can see it like up on the roof.
Yeah, they have bread written in papyrus. You can see it from across the...
Yeah, you're like, where's the grain? Oh, there, that section. Dude, I can never find the bread section at Whole Foods because they don't treat it the same way they treat other like typical dairy sections. Like dairy's always at the back. Produce is always at the entrance. You're going to find like some cursed canned and boxed things, especially there in the aisles. But bread is a tough one because bread to me typically lives by produce, but I feel like at Whole Foods they like to move it around depending on the location. And even like the Brentwood location, for example, they tuck it in an aisle. How messed up is that? They put it in an aisle.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Ty. And this is like a grocery store dilemma, no matter where you go, because
what bread
is in 2 sections. There's the like aisle bread, and then there's the bakery bread.
Right.
It's always separated. You know what I mean? And at Whole Foods, there's like one rack where there's like fresh bread. And then you gotta like, if you want the like stuff that's like good to just throw in the freezer, you gotta go past the meats and it's on the left. You know what I mean? I know exactly where it is. During COVID, I shopped there twice a week.
Oh yeah. Well, here's what I don't get about like it makes sense to separate the like processed bread, we'll call it, from the baked in-house bread, the house bread, right? Because the house bread deserves to sit with the produce because it's fresher and it's better. But I find like the house bread at a grocery store always has a spillover effect where other grain types start to, I guess, like fester around it, like muffins and like
things from the bakery, I guess.
I guess so. You get like a few tortilla wraps showing up there too. And now you have this like grain party happening of all these different types of bread. But at the very center of it is the house loaf. But so what that does, the larger and larger that house party gets, the more likely I'm going to assume that's just the like centralized grain destination. So there's less and less emphasis on that manufactured bread, which is probably what I'm trying to buy anyways, to make grilled cheese sandwiches.
But you know what, Ty? The other processed bread is located in a very key spot. You know why? Because it's located next to the peanut butter and the jelly. Very common stopover if you're a PB&J
That's
guy.
a layover,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's next to the bagels, which is by the cream cheese. It's all thought up. There's like some crazy grocery store psychology happening, and we're just like scratching the surface of that right now.
Totally. The IA, the information architecture of the grocery store, has probably
ingredient architecture.
That's crazy. It's probably so well thought through that to even question it is revealing my ignorance of the systems that are in place. But I don't get why at Whole Foods the frozen croissants are next to the Kraft bread.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they have
frozen croissants,
baked in-house croissant dough in a little mini freezer next to the Kraft bread. That's where I draw the line. I'm like, no, it's not Pillsbury. It's like Martin the baker.
Oh damn. Yeah. Interesting. I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, they're really good. You should buy them.
So it's just like take home, plop it in the oven, and you got.
And whenever you want a cheeky treat, just take a single croissant out of your freezer, put it on the tray, stick it in the oven for 20 minutes, freshly baked. It's great for the winter because every day is a bad day. So then every day is a little bit better. Freshly baked croissant in the morning.
I can see you just like weeping while eating your one croissant with like butter on it, and you're like, I want another one.
I wish I bought enough for two.
We got to talk about my biggest problem with Whole Foods, and this is never going to change, unfortunately.
Okay. Hit me.
History, the libs are taking it in a different direction. You know what I mean? The wrong direction, if you ask me.
Okay.
There's no deli at Whole Foods. It just simply does not exist. The deli is like 4 feet wide and 2 feet tall, like a section in the freezer or like the fridge, like in between like the steaks and the cheeses. And it's like, there's like one type of prosciutto, one type of salami. That's it. You know what I mean? It's like very, very small.
Barely a deli.
Barely a deli. You know what I mean? I can't get some freshly sliced mortadella, nothing. It's just brutal. And if I want to make a sandwich at home, I got to go to fucking Whole Foods for the bread. Because I got the Terra Breads partnership.
Hell yeah. Extra green.
Yeah. And then I got to go all the way to Bosa to get my deli meats. Why doesn't Whole Foods care about Italians? This is anti-Italian sentiment.
It kind of is, actually. It's like they want to... the only place they're taking a shortcut in the entire grocery store is the deli meats. Which is crazy because they've eliminated the possibility of them being a one-stop shop for sandwiches. At present day, even Subway is now like grading their salami slab in-house.
Grading?
Yeah,
slicing?
Sure, slicing. I don't know. I'm a vegetarian. Give me a break.
Clearly, yeah, dude. He's never seen salami being sliced. I used to literally do that for work.
Yeah, we know. So, if Subway can not like, I feel like if Whole Foods wants to compete in big lunch, they're going to have to get their shit together in the deli department.
That's right. Canadian Food Health, the board of Canadian Food Health wants you to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner so that they can sell you cereals and salamis.
Wait, are you saying that the 3-meal-a-day diet is
bullshit, bro?
It's propaganda?
It's all cap.
No.
It's big milk.
Don't you get hungry?
What if I told you that if you just simply didn't eat a meal, you wouldn't feel hungry the next time?
Wait.
If you skip breakfast like 3 days in a row, it takes 3 days to break a habit. You know what I mean? If you just don't eat breakfast for 3 days in a row, on the 4th day, you'll not even want to have breakfast.
See, I want to believe that, but explain that to smokers.
Okay, well there's no nicotine in your fucking Captain Crunch though.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if there was, because that shit is addicting.
That's true. That shit's in the Fruit Loops, bro.
It's true. And no, but I do understand where you're going with this, is that you only crave breakfast because you ate breakfast. And if you didn't eat breakfast, you'd stop craving it. It's the same thing with literally everything except for probably the cigarillos. Yeah, any drug like coffee or this delicious strawberry watermelon smash that Eric gave me.
Pause.
Mhm.
Um,
Smash is in the beverage. It's like a genre canned cocktail.
yeah, dude,
Just to be
it's the
clear.
secret third way of creating a drink. There's shaken, stirred, and smashing.
I used to make some pretty good cucumber smashes. I would slice up the cucumber, muddle it with some like I guess mint or basil or something, and then just huck some gin in there.
Nice.
And mixologists right there. Mixologists are just people that mush things, mush and shake. Like imagine if you like met someone at a party and they're like, "What do you do for your life?" And you're like, "I mush, shake, and I pour."
Yeah, true. I would say you're just a horny chemist.
Yeah, basically. Mm-hmm.
One last Whole Foods thing. Just shout out to the Parmigiano Tower at Whole Foods. It's probably my favorite stopover every time I go.
The Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
Exactly. Have you seen it?
It does strike a familiar chord.
Mm-hmm.
Island in the aisle.
Island,
Maybe
big,
like a foot and a half. Does that sound right?
yeah,
Or taller?
it's elevated off the ground.
Yeah.
And there's like a faux cheese wheel that's like supporting
It's
the
foundation.
pyramid. Yeah. And then there's just like random cuts of Parmigiano with the skin on. You know what I mean? The core.
I like pyramids.
You like pyramids? Name one pyramid.
The pyramid of Giza.
Okay. I was curious if you were going to
Cheesa.
say the what's that one in Vegas? The Excelsior or something?
The Luxor.
Luxor, yeah.
The Luxor.
Luxor.
Yeah, like the vehicle. Lexa.
Lexus?
Lexus.
Alexa is not a vehicle.
Alexa.
But it's a vehicle for your ideas if
That's
you
true.
if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah, never been in the Luxor, never been to Vegas.
You haven't been to Vegas?
Never been to Vegas.
Dude, people always said that to me before this year, and it would
Then
drive
you
me
went
nuts.
to Vegas.
And then I went to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, should I go to Vegas?
I think we need to do a Think Fresh Writers retreat in Vegas. That would make a lot of sense.
Vegas is a good place for a retreat.
Absolutely.
Retreating.
And receding. Yeah, I don't know what the objective is in Vegas. You know what I mean? Either you're a degenerate gambler or someone's knocking on my door.
Yeah, hard pause. And hard resume. Damn.
Sorry about that, breadheads.
Eric's always getting people visiting his door, strangers in the night, ladies of the night.
Yeah, I mean, no, but I thought it was going to be my crooked neighbor. So I thought you were going to witness some kind of conflict happening, which would have been fun.
So cool. Everyone's trying to cancel Think Fresh.
Yeah, I know. We don't listen to cease and desist, though.
I'm glad it was not your neighbor. I thought it was going to be a DoorDash driver. It kind of was. I've been watching a lot of like videos of like DoorDash drivers, like throwing food, like it's like door cam view, like door cam POV of the DoorDash driver, just like whopping the bags down or like stomping them because they didn't get a tip. It's so funny. It's so crazy what people will. It's weird that like now that the DoorDash driver has to take the food in public, we're suddenly aware of like what's happening behind the scenes with our meals, whereas before all of that happened behind the closed doors of the kitchen. So we didn't know what the like disgruntled sous chef was doing to our surf and turf. But now it leaves that into the wild. It is out in public, the public eye. And the DoorDash driver with no training for how to present food or handle food is responsible for bringing that to you. Crossing a city at that time, like at the same thing. It just seems we're entering this new era where now I'm suddenly aware the like Pandora's box has been opened. Pandora's Jack in the Box has been opened.
Pandora's pizza box.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's unfortunate because like these apps, all they screen for is like, do you have a driver's license?
One more, Pandora's bread box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we didn't need to cut me off for that
one. Yeah, they're only screening for a driver's license. You're right. Keep building on that.
Great. So yeah, you get guys who are just fucking flopping down the pizza on the ground. This is why I can't have an actual home, because if I were to have a home, like a house, I would have like security cameras everywhere, and I would just be watching these people all the time. I would spend my entire day watching like who's driving by my place and things like that.
Oh, dude, I would be so paranoid. I don't think I'd have to set up like a vineyard set of shrubs. You know, like the really tall, thin render shrubs that are like they're not even shrubs. They're like trees, but they're kind of like those ones outside. They're they're like they're shape of a pencil or like what is this breed of tree? You know the ones you like.
It's like a bush, right? It's like a bushy tree,
A bushy tree, yeah.
but it's those ones that like if you were like in an Italian villa, they would line the perimeter of the property.
That's exactly what I'm thinking, and that's exactly what I would do with that foliage. Because
Brilliant.
and why I'm picking those trees, Eric, is because they go so many footlongs high that I can't think of a shrub that goes higher than those Italian bushes.
Mm-hmm. Man, that's one thing I miss about my Chinatown apartment. The real breadheads know about this one, but it felt like I was living in a fortress because I was so high off the ground, and like the walls and everything were just like smooth to the fact that like there's nothing that could possibly climb up. You know what I mean? I felt so safe in there.
Yeah, dude.
And the feeling of being safe coupled with proximity to danger is so exciting, Ty. Because you just get to be right there in the action, and you know that nothing's going to happen to you. It's amazing.
I mean, you call it a fortress. It kind of could also be a penitentiary. You know, it's got kind of the same.
These metal bars on the window make you feel so safe.
Concrete walls, metal bars, but you're up pretty high. You're in the warden's like room. You know, the war room.
I'm in solitary. Is actually
totally. You can only hear your own thoughts echoing off those concrete walls.
Yeah, if these walls could talk, Ty.
It's like if they're talking to me every night.
Oh my god. We have some exciting news coming out of Vancouver.
We do.
We have the best restaurant. I'll put that on record.
Facts.
Savio Volpe.
Period.
Is opening I guess, I don't know if it's a second location. I don't know if it's fair to say second one. I think it's like a sister brand, a sister restaurant that is going to be playing off of the name at least, but it'll be a different type of Italian cuisine. And so that'll be opening up in the Canby Village area of Vancouver.
I'm so jacked for this. Elio Volpe.
It's called Elio Volpe. And I want to read to you from the bio on their Instagram. It says, a warm breeze from southern Italy blowing into Canby Village this winter. What do you think of that, Ty?
I love that. I'm really excited for just like a freshness to the Italian food scene here in Vancouver. I feel like in the recent years it's skewed heavy saucy pastas. At least that's what my experience of it. My favorite. Dude, my favorite too. But it's nice to have options, you know?
That's right. So if it's southern, that's like that's where pasta comes from. It's from the south of Italy, right?
I mean, some pasta does. Like bolognese comes from.
Well, I guess
Bologna, yeah.
I guess maybe more seafood focused then.
I feel like that's like white sauce crowd down there, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
The great white South.
That's right.
So I'm thinking it'll be maybe like a lot of seafood. We're getting like a little bit of like squid in there, a little bit of like calamari, maybe some prawns.
Out of all the Italian cities I visited, Puglia, I think, had the worst food.
Really?
And that's the south. That's like far south.
The farthest south I've ever been is Naples. So tell me, why was it so bad? Because Naples.
It wasn't so bad. It was just the worst out of the 4 or 5 cities I've been to in Italy.
Right. One man's experience.
This is a sample size of one. They are known for burrata. That's where it comes from.
Oh, shit.
So that was exceptionally good. I also had some like seafood and things like that. I don't know. It wasn't like memorable, really. It was a struggle to find a place to eat every night. It was like kind of weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't really want to go here. I don't really want to go there.
Not even hungry.
Yeah, it's like, maybe we don't eat tonight. It's like, what? We're on vacation. We have to go eat. It's like, fuck. Like, all right, let's go try this place. And then you'd go, and it was like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's good if we're like, it's a Tuesday in Vancouver. You know what I mean? I wouldn't put up with this on vacation.
Yeah, of course, because it should be 10 out of 10. You should be blowing your entire bank account on the most amazing food you ever had. Absolutely. That's why we travel.
It's also the same place I had a $600 luncheon. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. Cliffside, baby.
That was the most...
Could I get the Cliffside Caesar?
I'm still financially recovering from that. But...
Jesus, yeah. He had to remortgage his home.
Yeah, dude. I had to fucking do the Amex, like, pre-approved loan just to pay for that.
Yeah, damn. But, hey, memories are priceless.
That's right. The chilling winds from the side of the cliff were priceless as well.
Wow. So I feel like the best burrata I've ever had was in Roma, and I remember when it came to my table, it was the size of like
Small child's head.
Yeah, basically. I was trying to think of a sports ball to compare it to because I think the sports ball unit of measurement covers about the whole spectrum. But there isn't really a ball between the softball and the volleyball. But that's kind of where this thing
I got
was.
one for you. It's the bowling ball that's like designed for retards.
The 5-pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It's the 5-pin bowling ball sized glob of burrata, but it was perfectly spherical as if it was like a clay like model of a solar system.
Oh wow.
But then when you cut that in there, it just like flopped open like a Japanese omelet, and it was so gooey in there. And
Did you give it a little spank?
Give it a little slap and watch it jiggle.
Dude, the recoil on this burrata is crazy.
I feel like that's probably part of the burrata rating system is like how it wiggle. But bro, it was so good, and I've been chasing that taste, that feeling ever since. You know.
I would agree. Honestly, the best burrata I've had was in Roma, but Roma has like the best everything in Italy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's the capital; they get just all the best things. Unless you're looking for like risotto Milanese, obviously you got to go to Milan for that. But fuck yeah, dude, everything is best in Rome.
Yeah, dude, Rome has figured out literally everything except public Wi-Fi.
Like public Wi-Fi and like not being like too touchy.
Oh yeah, public groping. Yeah. Dude, I was thinking about public groping the other day. Just bear with me here.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about how there's that 30-minute or 30-second gap where they're toasting the sandwich, right? They're toasting the sandwich, and you think like, what do you do with yourself during that 30 seconds, especially if you're alone? And I realized what I inadvertently do is I reach out and I start groping the potato chip bags. I just like give them a little squeeze. You know, I'm not even reading them. I'm just a little tuft in that air. You know, I don't even know why. I'm wondering, are breadheads, if there's others like me out there, please step forward. I need to know that I'm not the only one.
You might be the only one, but this is a great opportunity to think of new things to potentially interact with during your like 30-second pausa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I could probably bang out 15 push-ups in that time.
Dude, if you were to do push-ups while your bread's toasting and to see how many you could do before it dings, that'd be a cool experiment.
You gotta burn those calories before you pick them back up. But it also seems absolutely absurd to like rub your hands on the subway floor immediately before picking up your foot long.
Yeah.
From foot to foot.
I mean, you could just like use that as a way to flirt with the artist. You know what I mean? You could just let them know like, oh, sorry, I was just trying to get diesel for you.
Bro, the artist is going to turn around from the toast and be like, where'd he go?
Dude, you're just going to pop out of nowhere like a jump scare.
Surprise. Jump scare in the veggie section. Shit.
Damn, dude. I mean, they might be grateful for that. Like, they might be looking for some kind of excitement to get them through their shift. You know what I mean? Like, how many possible scenarios could exist in a subway?
I mean, 44,000 is something about like I think there's like that many combinations
at one time. Yeah.
At one time,
that's crazy.
Damn. What a multiplex.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not like a McDonald's though, where you get like people like screaming in the restaurant at like 1 a.m.
Oh yeah, that's dude. That's because McDonald's does all the work for you. If you have made good life decisions, you will be successful at Subway. But if you made poor life decisions, why are you going into a Subway? A place that's your experience is completely dependent on the decisions that you make. That doesn't make any sense. No real like sketchy person is going to go into Subway. It's too many eyes on them. You know, too much pressure.
I just thought of a amazing like charity cause that we could get behind. You know what I mean? I think that we could sponsor poor people, like maybe people who are not in North America, and then take them to Subway and say, you can put any vegetable on this.
Wow, dude.
And they'd be like, anything? It's like, does it cost more? No, it's all free. Just any vegetable you want.
Dude, that's crazy because like the poor have never made it to the veggie section because you have to figure out your meat and bread, which is where the cost is.
That's true.
So how would they even know? You would actually, like you could be the charity swindler.
I would sponsor the meat and bread and allow them to dress it up however they wanted.
Hell yeah.
Let their minds wander.
Shopping spree.
Shopping spree. I shop so much I could speak Italian.
Damn, dude.
Buongiorno.
Yeah, the lonely bum frees his mind in the veggie section.
Oh no. The lonely bum. That's so sad. I don't know why.
It is sad.
Did you see that clip of Kanye and North in the backseat of a car?
Mm-hmm.
And like Northy was like, Daddy, what are those? Why do people have tents outside on like cardboard?
Oh no.
And then Kanye's like, well, baby, those are homeless people. And then they just both just like stared blankly for like good 20 seconds, just like blinking. Just like,
wow, no follow-up, eh?
Yeah. And then we're just, like, all the comments are like, yeah, he just came up with a song in that 20 seconds.
Yeah, he was cooking after that.
Yeah, because he was like in a deep state of thinking, and they're just like sitting there in silence. Like that was the only answer she needed, you know?
Oh man,
it's crazy.
Wow, I can't wait to hear what sonic like world he creates for that.
I think Donda.
Probably Donda.
Donda too, because like the house like burned down.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
It all comes together. I don't know the timeline of this event unfolding, but I imagine it's that.
Just simply the fact that he's talking to North means it was pre-divorce.
True. So, he hasn't seen his kids in 2 years. Poor guy.
Shout out to Travis for dropping the address for the birthday party.
Yeah, that was so funny. Damn,
a real one. And then he made Utopia. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited that we're re-entering a Kanye lore era. Like this whole like,
fuck yeah, dude,
like dancing around Florence and taking photos is like bringing him back into the limelight. And I think we're gonna get some really good inside jokes and content for this pod as a result of it. So thank you to Kanye for your service.
Absolutely. I mean, Kanye is the culture, so we are a culture podcast. We have to talk about it.
Yeah, dude.
And we have to talk about Bianca's mommy milkers, dude.
Holy shit! Yeah, dude. The culture is on the those ham slices.
Mm-hmm. I can focus at two things at once.
Damn. What is going on with that? It's like almost like
they're just comically large.
She looks like a Pokemon. Like her body doesn't look human.
Yeah. And she's also Australian.
Oh.
Same place that Aesop is from, another pillar of this podcast.
Hell yeah, it all comes together.
It sure does. Mm. And speaking of coming together, it all falls down Kanye voice. We got to end this episode because it's time to end it. That's simply it.
Put the top piece of bread on and cut that shit in half.
Exactly. The toaster is dinging.
We're a little late on the draw there, but you get the point.
It is what it is. Breadheads, thank you for listening. Ty, thanks for jamming.
Think fresh, everybody. Ciao.
Ciao.